Hello and welcome to Investors Hangout. This weekly interaction to help you learn and understand savings and investment issues is brought to you by Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund and Value Research. Now, in today's session, we're tackling a very pressing question on every investor's mind. Should I discontinue my SIP during the bull run? So as market touches new high, people often wonder if this is the time to do something with their, monthly investment and their investment strategy. Dhirendra, welcome.
Thank you.
First, can you please help us understand how do SIPs work under different market cycles?
Market is normally in three states. One is that it is rising, it is falling, or it's going nowhere. And then, you can call it five stages. One is that it's going rapidly, or steadily up, or rapidly, or it's just not going anywhere. It goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down. And there has been a phase of 10 years in Indian market. Indian market was in that state for 10 years, from 1992 to 2002. We tend to forget that. Or a period of steep fall is generally a brief period, because the market falls very dramatically. And that can happen only because, there is a level beyond which market doesn't fall. Of course, those are very severe falls. The arithmetic of SIP is very simple. In a rising market, or when the market goes up, you get less units. Market falls, you get more units for the same amount of money. And market goes nowhere. It is constant, it is static. You keep getting as many units for the money that you are investing. So there isn't a big secret about the arithmetic of SIP or the state of market and SIP. SIP is all about being disciplined about your investment, being boring about your investment, and working towards a goal which is very meaningful, which is very important, and being disciplined and focused to achieve that, irrespective of the state of the market, and be guided only by your needs and your goals. And most people think that they can optimize their return by doing something, or by doing some engineering around it. Sometimes, people will talk of value averaging. Sometimes people will think of, invest less when the market is rising or market is expensive, and invest more when the market has fallen. But that is exactly not the point. That is the opposite of why somebody should be doing SIP. SIP is about close your eyes, start investing, and forget it. And you can do that only if you're doing it for the next 10 years. You're doing it for the next 15 years, 20 years.
So coming to the present bull run, what are the benefits or potential risks of continuing one's SIP during this period? Because you'll be buying at higher price if you invest during such time. So should one stop their SIPs and wait for the market to go a little down and then invest?
The point is that, if you know for sure that market will crumble, then not only pause your SIP, take your money out. But the point is that you can't predict it. We have been thinking, and we have been told, or we are hearing this talk around the market that for last 3 years, that the market is at an all-time high. Market is expensive. Market can remain expensive for a long period of time. And the big gains comes when you least expect it. That is what we have seen in the last 2 years, 3 years. In fact, that the most surprising phase in the life of the market in recent times was post-COVID. The whole world came to a standstill. The market fell by 20-30% in 2-3 weeks' time. And instead of getting worried, the market bounced back, never to fall again. And everybody kept waiting they kept waiting for the fall. They kept waiting for the fall, and the businesses came to a standstill. There were businesses which closed down for nearly a year. Their customers disappeared. They stopped traveling. Whether think of hotel, think of airline, they came to a standstill, and not for a day, not for 2 days, not for 5 days. There wasn't a strike. Things came to a standstill and then got activated again. And we never got an opportunity to make a entry at the lower level. So the point is that do your SIP. Don't mess with your SIP. If at all you have to do something with your asset allocation. That has nothing to do with the state of the market. That has something to do with that, you have been investing for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and 15 years, and now you have something sizable. And all your money is in equity. And you are getting closer to your goal. In 5-7 years' time, you'll retire. Maybe start, gradually putting, say, if you're going to retire in 5 years' time, and you need a part of your money to be little conservatively, designed or structured. If you choose to have 25% of your money in fixed income, then make sure that 5% of your money is getting into fixed income every year. So in 5 years' time, you will be able to, just the way you are doing your SIP, you are taking money out from equity and putting money into fixed income, or your incremental money can start going into fixed income plus some withdrawal from your overall corpus. That is how you will be able to take care of your, you will be able to realign your asset allocation. You will be able to de-risk yourself from any big market collapse. If any market collapse happens, then you will be able to capitalize on that opportunity, because you will be able to do that 75-25 once again, and be methodical about it. The whole point is that be boring, be methodical, and that's the simplest secret of succeeding with your investments and market-linked investment. You will be tempted to, invest in a NFO or some tactical thing or some news story coming up, because nowadays there are 20 stories in the last 2-3 months, and everything looks compelling. But so are your existing investments. Even they are rising. Just compare some of those funds which were launched with great fanfare, how they have done vis-a-vis the mainstream funds. Maybe little more, little less, but it's not dramatically different.
All right. Now, you just mentioned that if you're approaching your goal and you have all your money in equity, and probably, start pulling some out of equity, start putting it in fixed income. What if you're not approaching a goal and all your money is in equity? I think, so is this the right time to stay in equity?
Your long-term money should be in equity if that money is invested for 10, 15, 20 years. Still, I think any portfolio should have some fixed income allocation, whether it is 10%, 15%, 25%, 35%, depending on your comfort level. And with that in mind, but don't think of asset allocation in the first 5 to 10 years of your accumulation, because you have nothing to lose, and because you haven't accumulated anything meaningful. Once you have accumulated something meaningful, then think of your asset allocation and be disciplined about it.
Okay, so should an investor modify the SIP amount or frequency under any circumstances?
No. Everybody should increase his SIP amount if you get a hike. Do your SIP first before you start spending money.
That's the only rule that one needs to consider when it comes to it.
In 10 years' time, you will have all these, you will have a lot of money, and you can take a small part of it and apply all your funny ideas which keep crossing your mind. But till you have something meaningful, don't venture.
Okay. Now, there's a viewer's question that you'd like to answer. Arun asks, what are the best funds to invest in if you have only 20,000 to invest?
I don't know about Arun, that whether he's 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 50-year-old, and I don't know what is his ability to, his capability to invest regularly. Assuming that, he is some 25-year-old and he has somehow got a bonanza of 20,000 rupees. And instead of investing or, spending money on a fancy phone or in a electric bike, he is choosing to invest. Then I think, if he's unlikely to need this money, I would urge him to consider a good equity fund. But make sure that you are unlikely to need this money over the next 5 years. And I would not ask him to, I would not urge him to build some great expectation. I would urge him to consider this 20,000 rupees investment and be disciplined about it. Don't get distracted even if the market falls. Stick around for 5 years simply because, take it as the first lesson in investing, first lesson in market-linked investment. And the whole joy of building something by taking an action in 5 years' time and having this long-term orientation. And despite the big noise around the market, that the market is crumbling or market is going up or some scam is happening, the government is falling. We keep listening to or keep tracking all this every other day. Despite all this, market goes up. And having this time frame and investing in equity is most important. So I would take him as a, real lesson in money, investing money. With this 20,000.
And considering we were just now talking about market being expensive and SIP, so should this 20,000 be invested in one go or?
Don't bother, because we really don't know. That is the fear, and this is the fear which we have for last 3 years. And if we would have, if we were fearful, we would have lost the whole movement of the market from 40,000 to 80,000. Doubling of the market, and we are fearful. We are in a state of fear. So he should go ahead and invest in a good equity fund for 5 years and not look back.
All right. Well, that's all we have for you in today's episode. Keep watching the space for more information. If you like the show, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Take care. Bye for now.